career or kickstart that new idea that you've got.
Microsoft Reactor connects you with the developers and startups that share your goals.
Learn new skills, meet new peers, and discover the latest in technology.
Events are running around the clock, so join us anytime, anywhere.
Reactors are communities to connect. We want you to meet real developers and entrepreneurs just like you. Here you can get skilled up and learn from our product experts in the Microsoft Cloud and in open source. So watch us on demand and share your own perspective as we live stream in communities all around the world.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode from the Copilot Chronicles series. My name is Rashmita, and I am the event planner for Microsoft Reactor India. I'm here today joined by our very own host, Kamal, and our special guest speaker, Federico. But before we start the session, I would request you all to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of other people's views, understanding of differences, being kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat section is open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. Our speaker will answer all your questions during the session, so please feel free to drop all your questions in the chat section. With this, let me bring in Kamal into the stream, and thank you all once again for joining us and enjoy the session.
Hey
Hey
Rashmita,
Kamal, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely good. New year, new session. Get up for loads of new sessions and new speakers, new updates. So excited about the season again.
Me too, absolutely. Looking forward to this amazing year that, we all going to work together for this series.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. And without further ado, today we have an amazing speaker, Federico. Um, I really can't talk more about him, but still I have to introduce him. Federico, welcome to Copilot Chronicles series. He's been a Microsoft MVP in M365 category, and he works with Avanade as a technical leader, solution architect in the modern workplace practice, specializing in enterprise solution based on M365, and he has an extensive experience. When I say extensive, yes, he has a decade year of experience in Microsoft and open source technology. And today, without further ado, he's going to be talking about creating organization value with M365 Copilot Extensibility. Until now, we've been talking about all the agents, custom API plugin, adaptive card, integrations with Teams AI library, or how do we can tailor our Copilot. We've seen all this, but today Federico is going to explain all this from the business perspective. Like, how do organizations automate workflow, generate actionable insights, building interactive experience, or fostering efficiency, and also decision making. Very just not any decision making; it will be more on a informed decision making. So this session will touch base on how to harness M365 Copilot extensibility in driving your organization transformation, whether it could be like maximizing your ROI, delivery intelligent, or AI powered solution that aligns with the business objectives. Because at the end of the day, it is all about business and how you work with the technology for more opportunities to enhance your productivity, collaboration, and innovation across organization. So, without further ado, welcome Federico for this awesome session. Looking forward to it.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. First of all, thank you all for this great opportunity. This serious meeting is a fantastic chance to share knowledge, and I am very happy to be here. So my name is Federico Porceddu, and I've been working at Avanade for 14 years, and I am a Microsoft MVP in M365. I am a solution architect in the modern workplace practice. Here you can find my feed if you want to connect with me. And usually I help our clients to make the most of M365 technologies to build solutions for daily work. So since the early days of Copilot, I've been working with this incredible tool which has not only revolutionized the way we work, but also how we think about modern workplace solutions. So AI is a game changer, and so is Copilot, not only because of its explicit capabilities, but also because it is naturally integrated into M365, follows the organization defined policy, and maintains a high standard of security. So what are we going to talk about today? First, I want to share the great experience of the Copilot Developer Bootcamp in Rome, which took place in October 2024. And it was an amazing event. And I want to thank Kamal and Matteo Pagani and everyone who supported me throughout this experience. What we discuss in the Copilot Dev Bootcamp. I shared my personal perspective. These are my own opinion and those, no, not those of my employer. And how project experience with clients are evolving around Copilot Extensibility. Of course, I couldn't and I wasn't able to share client-specific details, but I can tell you about my impression and the key takeaways from this experience. Okay, let's start to understand how this and why this journey from adoption to organization value. What we observed is that adoption naturally leads to great use cases and emerging client needs. Copilot users often rely on other systems that exist outside of M365, like custom CRM or other CRM, custom solution, and a lot of API. This is why it's crucial to understand the customer work journey and how people work, which system they use, and how to bring their workflows into the Copilot experience. So this journey is a collaborative process. So we guide the client first in discovering what Copilot Extensibility is, and then we could design valuable use cases that help to shape the workplace of the future. So what we do is a true workplace transformation, reshaping how people work. So the framework is, of course, tailored for each client and each department needs. And this personalized approach is one of our key ways to deliver value with Copilot. For sure, generative AI can deliver productivity increase for individuals and consequential increase in output and scale for organizations who are ready to exploit it. So it provides a huge opportunity, we know, for increased operational and business innovation transforming internal function. And for sure, it enables more accurate and decision making in another way. Yeah. So let's sit together and let's dive into how we create organizational value, what can be done, and what we can learn together about Copilot Extensibility. So first of all, we explore this through the following key points. We provide a Copilot Extensibility view, that is an overview on how Copilot can be extended. So we talk about technologies, we talk about way of extending in a different way, low code, no code, pro code, and we understand and we explain to the customer how to integrate into existing workflows, how lever up plugin and graph connector, and in general API. Then we choose some example scenario, and we see in our session some example scenario that are real world use case demonstrating how an organization successfully leverages Copilot Extensibility to enhance productivity. Then we review the client strategy, the client extensibility strategy, because our clients are different, and we analyze the current approach and identify the opportunities and the alignment with the business objective. The other step is assessing the readiness for the implementation. So we evaluate the organization technical maturity, the infrastructure, to determine the feasibility of adopting Copilot Extensibility. And then we proceed with some use case ideation, some workshop which with each division. So there are the collaborative sessions to define some use case tailored to different business unit and departments. And finally, we define a 9-level operating framework and a roadmap. A plan is what we need in order to create a good implementation. We need governance and obviously continuous feedback and improvement. So this is a general and approach that we can use for provide value to our customer, to everybody, to every people that would like to extend Copilot. This structured approach, in my opinion, help organization to unlock the full potential of Copilot while aligning with their specific needs and strategy. So it is a great merge and a great efficiency. So let's see together. Let me go to the next. Okay. Okay. So let's see together what we explain, how we explain the Copilot accessibility to the clients. First of all, we see that Copilot is revolutionary, but it can do more. It is something like a slogan, okay, but is, in my opinion, more than a slogan, because in the first phase, people that use Copilot understand the potential and use Copilot inside M365. What the people ask is to do more, and a way is put data, put all other system inside Copilot, and we explain how to do this. So the first phase is explain how Copilot works and the technology approach. We explain the graph connector, we explain the agent, yeah, because Microsoft announced in recent month a new way to extend Copilot with agent that can be built with no code, low code approach, with Teams Toolkit, with custom approach, with Procode approach. So we explain all the way that we can use to take some result and extend Copilot. And we explain that a user can take this data, put in Copilot, this is a personal assistant, and take the advantage of this technology, and obviously of the investment. So a slide like this is useful to understand the way. So, and explain when you use plugin, when you use agent, when you use graph connector. Takeaway is that the graph connector is a really simple way to create value and put data in the tenant, so in the Copilot ecosystem too. And this is one of the easy way to create the first prototype, like an MVP of Copilot Extensibility. So in this slide, you can create a slide like this in order to explain to your business the way to extend Copilot, and pay attention that the Copilot technology is evolving every day. So you need to take this approach updated with the last announcements from Microsoft. The the other thing that I would like to show to you is the example scenario. What is the example scenario? It's something that we can use in order to explain the potential with a real life sample. Usually we create a sample and demos for our customer. Why is it important? This step is absolutely crucial because it allows stakeholder to experience firsthand the value of a Copilot extension. So by showcasing a concrete example, we make the concept more tangible and relatable. Let's see this scenario together. So we start with a custom backend, for instance. Custom backend that is a set of APIs that return production data of a specific product over the time. In this case, barrels of oil. So it is related to petrol extraction, for instance. And in this hypothetical service built in with a simple REST API, we illustrate how Copilot can integrate with external system to provide real-time insights. So we start from this API, we add some other data, for instance, from documents. In addition to the APIs, we also set up documents on the user OneDrive or SharePoint, such as a forecast document. So while the API returns the actual production data, the Word documents serve as a hypothetical forecast of a production, so created at the beginning of the year. This combination of real-time data from the APIs and the forecast document allows us to bridge the gap between the actual performance and the projected outcomes, offering a more complete picture for decision-making and planning. So the final sample is as a follow. There is a plugin for a Teams message extension. Note that the bootcamp took place in October and the Copilot agent were just announced. But this sample also work well with a Copilot agent without any issue. Just rethink about the architecture and the kind of integration. So this plugin allows user to query the real-time production data with the APIs, and some sample prompts could be, tell me the current production, okay, in this here. Compare production data across multiple regions, for instance, and the call in real time the API and extract, aggregate, create table. You can create the output you want with Copilot. And another prompt could be compare the current production get via REST API to the forecast, taken from the Word document. The last prompt is particularly powerful in demonstrating Copilot strength because it allows user to compare API data with document-based data stored on the user tenant. So this capability is effective in showcasing how Copilot can seamlessly integrate and provide valuable insight across multiple data sources. So what we usually show is a demo. So let's see together the video from the usage of this plugin. For instance, find information about the petrol extraction for the current year and Copilot call the REST API in real time and answer with data in real time, aggregated by region, for instance, and quarter. In this way, we have data until the for every quarter, and this is a demonstration of the user interface. Okay, the other prompt is related to the comparison of the petrol extraction between region, and same thing. The plugin call the API and answer correctly, taking data from the database. Then we generate another prompt related to the forecast. So we ask to Copilot to find the forecast of petrol extraction, and the answer of a Copilot now is not using the plugin, but is using the index and get data from the Word document. Okay, in this way, we see that the data are related to the document in the OneDrive of the user related to the forecast. The next prompt, yeah, some video usage. In the next prompt is the core prompt that we ask to Copilot to compare the forecast data with information we found in the file. Okay, and this prompt answer taking data from the REST API and the document and merge information because data are available, and Copilot can do this. Usually people that shoot this demo are appreciate a lot this kind of prompt, this kind of solution, and in my opinion is really effectiveness and useful. Obviously, you can continue with other prompt like generate other table, create an email, and etc. etc. So this kind of demo, we use this demo for explain to people how Copilot Accessibility work in a custom scenario and the usage. So let's go to the next topic. The other topic is the readiness in order to implement Copilot extensibility. And yes, we talk about readiness because we know that customer environment are really complex. There are a lot of configuration and a lot of things that we need to take in our mind in order to implement Copilot extensibility. And we produce something like a IT readiness checklist. That is a list of tasks that IT needs to check in order to determine if they are ready to develop Copilot extensibility. So if a user, a client, has already developed a Graph Connector in the past, Graph Connector that is a technology that has been around for many years, and that this is a good indication that they can quickly deploy Copilot extensibility without a lot of issue. Similarly, if the user has already developed app for Microsoft Teams and has in place development life cycle for Teams, this will definitely facilitate the process because they have rules, they have a life cycle policy. So, in our opinion, is all these information are useful in order to understand the readiness. However, if they haven't done this before, additional action will be required. So this checklist helps us to understand how ready the user is from an IT perspective to extend Copilot. So let's go to the next. So after we explain what is Copilot accessibility, show potential with a real use case, understand the readiness of the IT, we start to develop a prototype. Okay. In this phase, we focus on building maybe an MVP, depending from the use case. And the goal is to develop something tangible quickly in order to gather feedback and iterate to improve. The main key step for the project of the process is the requirement confirmation. So we talk with the business and technical requirement, ensure that the MVP is aligned with user needs. So this step helps us to clarify exactly what the solution needs to do and ensure it meets both functional and technical expectation. Second step is deep dive IT readiness, with that is critical in my opinion, because if the tenant is ready, if the customer is ready, we can proceed. Otherwise, we need to take some action. And the step number 3 is the service discovery, because we are a developer of Copilot, of M365. Maybe we need to integrate external API, so we need to understand if these API are accessible in order to deliver the desired outcomes. And we define the extensibility path. So we choose if use Graph Connector, if create plugin, if create agent, etc., etc. The final step, obviously, the solution development, where we create the solution and we test with the client. And the test, obviously, is really important, because we ensure that any issue or improvement are identified early, and we understand if the quality is good. Finally, we deploy and obviously monitor the solution. We work with the customer in order to understand any performance issue, and if there are areas of optimization. In this way, this first prototype can be used from the business, and then we can open to the entire department if the target is realized. Okay, let's go to deep dive some sample deliverer, because we do this with some moment with the customer of a workshop. In particular way, we like to create some use cases, and a list of use cases starting from the tool, example, ticketing system, the CRM, a tool about the log trace, and for each tool, we understand which prompt is better. So we start with generate some prompt that people can use with Copilot and Copilot Extensibility. And we ask to the customer, how could this be useful to you? This is a sample exercise, okay, but it's highly effective, because getting feedback, we can understand how user envision the future workplace and how they want to build their Copilot enabled environment. So it's a collaborative process that help us to align Copilot capability with the real needs and workflow of the user, enable them to get the most out of the system. Finally, obviously, we find that while Copilot maybe could be IT ready, okay, because they already use Graph Connector, they already use other system, sometimes can happen that other IT systems are not ready for an integration. So these kind of early findings are useful for the customer in order to understand if there are some issue, if they need to improve their external system in order to integrate with Copilot, etc., etc. So for these two phases, discovery, prototyping, the user has a map that help them where they are to develop a new approach. Great. I think that this is what we explain at the Copilot Developer Bootcamp in Rome, and I think that I have some wrap-up information that I would like to share with you. For sure, Copilot Extensibility can make a difference in guiding a user toward in the modern work of the future. I also like that to add that Copilot Accessibility is a true driver when it comes to understanding licensing. So who should get it and how many licenses are needed? Because if there are valuable and usable and useful use case for a particular department, companies can decide to either scale to the solution across the department or focus on specific area based on the value of the use case bring. So these allow organization to tailor the investment in the most efficient way possible, ensuring that the technologies align with both immediate and long-term goals. So in summary, Copilot Accessibility is not just a tool or a way to extend. It's a strategic asset, and for sure enable business to adapt to changing nature of work while ensuring they maximize their technology investments. Because they continue to use the system, they can add the potential and the power of Copilot. So this is my point of view. So thanks a lot for
Yeah, Federico, thank you so much. That was definitely a different insight than the normal talking about the extensions and plugins or agents. That was a different purview from the organization perspective. So we do have a couple of questions here. So the first one to
yeah.
take. Um, I always kind of get intricated when it comes to the data and security. How do you handle customers when they kind of come up with these questions? Is my data secure? Is it protected? How is the security? What is the level of security? So, in your experience, if you've dealt, would you like to share something about it?
So let me um, to ask you if I understand well. So you are asking me if customer have any concern about the security of the integration of the external system in Copilot. Is it correct?
Yes, that's right. So,
Yeah.
how do you handle these kind of questions when the customer or client forces you? And definitely, that plays a very important role when you
Yeah.
are pitching a product or a solution to them.
Yeah, great. Yes, I think that I see a lot of scenarios where customer ask to us to uh, understand better security scenarios from two main point of view. The first is the integration point of view. They would like to understand if the solution that about related to the to create a new accessibility way is secure, and usually we know that the solution provider from Microsoft are secured by design, because everything live inside M365. For instance, when you ingest data from Graph Connector to the tenant, they live in the tenant. So the tenant is in the ownership of the customer, so they live in the rules and the security level of the customer. So this is our first and my first answer, but we already create some project in order to put in a secure way the tenant if the customer don't have some technology adopted, like purview, label, and configuration and solution like that. The second is the security related to who can see data if I put inside the Copilot. Okay, so we know that, and the customer already know that the answer provided by Copilot are related to the security of the items of the people. So if somebody can see a file in SharePoint, a document in SharePoint or in OneDrive, it could be used inside Copilot too. So it could be something that Copilot can use for answer to the people prompt. Okay, we explained that could be the same for the Copilot extensibility, because, for instance, we see that we have data secured, data exposed by external API. There are ways, with a technology approach and development, in order to limit the set of data that the plugin, the Copilot agent, can use in order to answer to people. And in this way, the answer provided by the Copilot plugin and the Copilot agent are related to the user and user ecosystem. So we explain this to the customer, and we create an architecture that provide this kind of solution.
Okay, got it. So I'm sure you must have tried the Copilot Developer Camp, right? You must have used it for building the declarative or the custom engine. Now, we as an advocate, when we go, always we tell what is the main difference, when to use declarative, when to go for a custom engine. But you, as a solution architect, when the customer or client comes up with a request or a requirement for an agent to be built, what are the few things that you would look for, and then based on that, you would decide? What are your requirements you actually take from the client?
Yeah. Okay, and we see that we use a collaborative approach with the clients in order to understand, first of all, the main use case, and we start from we start from how you work with this data today. Okay. So we start from the way of working that people have actually, and we let dream people. So I would like to use Copilot, or I would like to work tomorrow using Copilot, and usually we have some answer like I would like to use Copilot like a magic tool, do this, do that, okay? And we explain that doesn't work in this way, okay? Because it's not a magic tool, it is an assistant, it is an Gen AI and an AI assistant. So you need to create prompt and organize data in a way in order to take the full advantage of Copilot. So we start from the use case, we start from the way of working that people have every day, and we define the prompt of the future in order to create a requirement. Obviously, this is, let me say, a design and approach, but we already have a technical approach, because we would like to create not only one single agent. We would like to create something like a blueprint, and in this way we can create a model where people can create all the accessibility needs, and a lot of accessibility if in order to cover every potential use case. Okay, so the first is something like a prototype or an MVP, just to take in touch with the technology and with the user experience. The final goal is to create an ecosystem, an environment where Copilot can take place, and it is something like a main character. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. Great to know about this, Federico. And I'm sure definitely audience would have got to know, as I mentioned earlier, a different view of M365 extensibility from the org perspective. And definitely, we have shared your social handles. People will reach out to you in order to understand more if they have some kind of a business case. How do we handle this client, or what are the challenges you face, or how do we proceed further with these kind of requirements? So definitely, people will connect with you for this. And thank you so much. And Rashmita, there's an event code you'd like to talk about it, something?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Federico and Kamal, for hosting this session. And thank you all for joining us today. Please visit Microsoft Reactor website for more upcoming sessions. Also, we would appreciate your feedback on today's session as it will help us to curate future session. Please scan the QR code and do share your feedback. Today's event ID is 24775. Thank you all once again and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.